My parents have forgotten my birthday for years, yet they gifted my sister a luxury car on hers. When I asked, why not me? My mom burst out laughing. Why would a cleaning lady need a sports car? You don't have anyone to show it off to. My sister retorted. Maybe take a look in the mirror before asking for gifts. I left quietly, vowing to prepare a very special gift for their next birthday. As the winter sky over Boston darkened earlier than usual, Eleanor Conway hurriedly finished cleaning a luxury penthouse apartment. There was a graceful precision to her work as she breathed on the windows before carefully wiping them clear. She put in long hours 6 days a week, starting early in the morning until late at night. Eleanor, you can wrap up for today. We have carpet cleaning first thing tomorrow, said Linda, her supervisor. Eleanor turned with a soft smile. Thanks, Linda. Actually, I have a lecture at night school. Linda returned a genuine smile. I know you're working hard on your business studies. You're going to do great. Unlike her family, Linda was one of the few who truly supported Eleanor's dreams. On the bus ride home, Eleanor took out her cell phone. Today was her birthday, yet she didn't receive any congratulatory messages from her family. The same old story year after year. Only last week had she asked her mother, Martha, do you have some time next Wednesday? When Martha questioned, what's happening? Eleanor softly replied, it's my birthday. Martha responded, oh, that's right, but I'm busy next Wednesday. I've got an important meeting with the client. And before Eleanor could mention her birthday, her father Frank declared, everyone's busy this weekend because of Brittany's fashion show. He didn't seem to remember her birthday at all. Eleanor had enrolled in night classes to balance her daytime cleaning job. Although the Conway family was wealthy, her parents weren't keen on her attending college. You'll just get married anyway, was a familiar refrain. In contrast, her sister Brittany received full support to attend an elite private university, even though Brittany focused more on parties and social media popularity than on her studies. After class, Eleanor returned to her small apartment and collapsed on the sofa. On the table sat a tiny cupcake. She lit a candle and sang, "Happy birthday to me," softly. Her smartphone vibrated with a message from Brittany. Come to my birthday party next Saturday. Very exclusive, VIP invitations only. Eleanor smiled. Brittany's birthday was always a major event for the Conway family, planned weeks in advance with lavish parties for local VIPs. Meanwhile, Eleanor's birthday was routinely forgotten. I'll be there, she replied briefly. Despite feeling like an outsider in her own family, she didn't want to miss an opportunity to gather with them. That Saturday, Eleanor headed to her parents' mansion for Brittany's party. When she opened the door, the mansion was buzzing with dozens of guests. Wearing a modest navy blue dress, she felt overwhelmed by the flashy outfits around her. Eleanor, you made it. Brittany greeted her cheerfully, dressed in a bright pink dress. Everyone, this is my sister. She works as a cleaner. Eleanor's cheeks burned with embarrassment as Brittany made a public announcement of her job, treating it as a humorous quirk. Midway through the party, Frank and Martha took center stage. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us today to celebrate our beloved daughter Brittany's birthday, Frank proclaimed loudly. She is our pride and joy, and today we have a special gift for her. Martha then presented a small ribbon box. When Brittany opened it, a car key was revealed. It's a new Mercedes-Benz, a red sports car. Perfect for you. Martha exclaimed excitedly. Cheers erupted and Brittany rejoiced, while Eleanor quietly stood aside, her own small birthday completely ignored. The clear injustice of her sister receiving a luxury car pained her deeply. Near the end of the party, Eleanor ended up alone in the kitchen, washing glasses. Her parents and Brittany stopped by. How was the party? Martha asked. It was lovely, Eleanor replied softly, struggling with her emotions. Congratulations, Brittany. Nice car, isn't it? Brittany chimed in happily. Perfect for an Instagrammer. Summoning her courage, Eleanor finally asked, what about Wednesday? My birthday. There was a moment of silence before Martha replied lightly. Oh, that's right. But like I said, I was busy. Eleanor took a deep breath, maintained her calm and simply said, I understand. Gathering her things, she quietly left. Later, under Boston's bright spring sunlight, Eleanor finished cleaning the business district and checked her emails. A new message announced that Ecoin, her small company, had secured contracts with 2 more luxury condominium buildings. Ecoin, the company she had founded, used only eco-friendly cleaning products and focused on sustainability. As environmental awareness grew among the wealthy, her business was steadily gaining attention. More than just a cleaning service, Eleanor had positioned herself as an environmental consultant, advising clients on reducing their environmental impact. Using the business skills she learned in college, she continually refined her business plan. Professor Watson, her mentor from night school, had praised her model. "Eleanor, your business model has tremendous potential. The demand for eco-conscious cleaning services will only increase." Although her family believed she only worked part-time cleaning, she already employed 10 people and was building a stellar reputation among Boston's upscale residents. In her small office, certificates of appreciation and clippings from business magazines proudly showcased her success, achievements that her family never recognized. As her next birthday approached, Eleanor mustered the courage to call her mother. "Mom, it's my birthday soon. Would you like to have dinner together?" After a brief pause, Martha replied, "Oh, that's right, but I have an important meeting with real estate clients that day. Frank and Brittany will be there too." Hearing the same old excuse, Eleanor's chest tightened. "I see. I understand," she responded calmly, resigned to the pattern. On the night of her birthday, Eleanor made pasta for herself, bought a small cake, and celebrated quietly alone. A bouquet from Linda and messages from her university friends brought some comfort, but the absence of any call from her family stung once again. The next day, while checking social media during a break, Eleanor froze. A new post on Martha's Instagram showed Martha, Frank, and Brittany toasting with champagne at an upscale restaurant. The photo, dated the previous day, her birthday, spoke volumes. Despite the excuse of an important meeting, they were enjoying a lavish dinner. In another post, Brittany grinned in front of a dessert plate that read, "Congratulations on your success." Martha had commented, "To our family star, more success to come." The pain was sharp. Not only had they ignored her birthday, but they had also celebrated something else on the same day. As tears streamed down her cheeks, her phone rang. It was Jason Morris, CEO of Green Future, a major environmental service company. "Eleanor, I'm really interested in your company's model. Do you have time to talk next week?" Wiping her tears, she replied, "Of course, I'd be delighted." After hanging up, she steeled herself. She couldn't let her family's neglect keep hurting her. It was time to prove her worth and reveal everything she had built. Determined, Eleanor planned to visit her parents the next day. Every June, Martha and Frank held a joint extravagant party for their birthdays, inviting VIPs and local elites. This year, Eleanor decided she would share everything she had accomplished, but she first needed to confront the injustice. "Why have they always given special treatment to my sister, while my birthday is ignored?" she wondered. The following day, Eleanor took a deep breath and rang the doorbell at her parents' mansion. Martha answered, looking freshly styled from a salon with perfect hair and nails. "Eleanor, what brings you here?" Martha asked with surprise, as Eleanor rarely visited unannounced. "Mom, I need to talk about something important. May I come in?" Martha hesitated a moment before stepping aside. "Yes, of course. Frank and Brittany are here too. Come into the living room." Walking across a luxurious marble floor, Eleanor entered the spacious living room where Frank sat on a leather sofa, absorbed in his iPad, and Brittany posed for selfies on a window seat. "Eleanor's here," Martha announced. Frank looked up, his tone businesslike. "What's the matter?" Eleanor took a deep breath and said, "I have something to ask you both. Please sit down." Martha gestured toward the sofa, but Eleanor declined politely and sat across from her parents. "Last week was my birthday," she began, her voice steady despite the tension. A silence fell as Martha and Frank exchanged glances. "Yes, it was," Martha replied lightly, "but I told you I had an important meeting with clients." Eleanor then took out her smartphone, turning the screen so they could see her parents. "I saw their Instagram photos from Elaine. It looked more like a celebration than a business dinner." The smile quickly faded from Martha's face. "Oh, you were checking social media?" she asked. "Yes," I replied. "We were celebrating Brittany's new modeling job. An evening that mixed business with pleasure." "Then why do you celebrate every one of Brittany's little successes but never once acknowledge my birthday?" My voice trembled. "And last month you gave Brittany a new luxury car for her birthday, but you couldn't even spare a card for me. You're not dreaming of having a luxury car too, are you?" Martha's tone dripped with mockery. "Why not me?" I asked quietly. Instead of answering, Martha burst into laughter. "Why would you, a cleaning lady, ever need a luxury car? Who would you show it to? Imagine driving a sports car while handling a bucket and mop. It's laughable." Her words cut deep, and I was about to mention my company when Brittany interjected with a provocative smile. "Are you jealous?" Brittany moved closer, settling onto the sofa. "Maybe take a look in the mirror before you speak." Her remark brought me to an abrupt halt. Those cutting words hadn't changed since our teenage years. She'd always mocked my looks and boasted about her own. Our parents joined the laughter. Brittany, stop it, Martha said, though her tone was more amused than scolding. Eleanor, you have different talents. Surely something. Frank stood and began pouring whiskey. Eleanor, life is unfair, he said. Brittany has thrived as a model and serves as the face of our real estate company. Those with talent get the rewards. I clenched my fists. I work hard too. I clean by day and study at night. Frank scoffed. That little maid running night school. It's fine to have big dreams, but you must face reality. There are limits. Martha playfully smacked Frank's arm. It's true, isn't it? He shrugged. Brittany is beautiful, sociable, and perfect for our business. I managed a sarcastic smile. Well, Dad, I suppose I'm diligent. Thanks for noticing. Oh, did that hurt your feelings? Brittany teased, feigning sympathy. You must accept that we all have different roles. I'm the one in the spotlight, and you're the one polishing it. Standing slowly, something inside me shifted. Until now, I had desperately longed for their recognition. But I realized I didn't need their validation anymore. I knew my own worth and I was ready to show them a lesson. Maybe you're right, I murmured softly. But life is full of surprises. Martha laughed. What are you talking about? Did something change in your cleaning business? Get a new mop or something? I simply smiled and replied. Nothing like that. I'll see you at the parents' birthday party. Oh yes, Martha said, feigning surprise. This year's celebration is at the Ritz-Carlton ballroom as usual. I'll send you a formal invitation. Formal attire, of course. Of course, Mom. It will be a special night, I promise. I left the house quietly while my parents and Brittany barely noticed my departure. Outside, a cold rain began to fall. And since I didn't own a car, I had to walk to the bus stop. In the rain, I fought back tears as raindrops mixed with my own. While sitting on the bench, I checked my cell phone and found a new email from Jason Morris, CEO of Green Future. Eleanor, after our meeting, I propose that our board acquire your company. Everyone is eager to see more of what you've built. I'll send a formal offer with all the numbers soon. IOC Clean has earned an excellent reputation for eco-friendly cleaning services. It's a perfect match for our portfolio. The email detailed an acquisition offer beyond my wildest dreams. The condition was that I would remain as CEO and lead international expansion. A smile began to form on my face in the rain. I composed my reply. Jason, thank you for your offer. After reviewing the details, I accept. I pressed send just as the bus arrived. I boarded it with determination, already planning my next move for the upcoming parents' birthday party. They had always looked down on me, a cleaner, the so-called ugly sister, but they had no idea what I had accomplished. Later, from the top-floor office at the downtown Green Future headquarters, I gazed out at the city. My cleaning service, IOC Clean, had been acquired, and I now served as CEO of the International Environmental Cleaning Services Division. My secretary, Janet, soon entered with a tablet in hand. Eleanor, the third quarter numbers are in up 38% year over year. The board is thrilled. I smiled as I said, thank you, Janet. The new corporate program is clearly working. A recent issue of A Fortune magazine lay on my desk, featuring my photo on the cover. In just half a year, I had become a recognized figure in the industry. I glanced at the calendar. 3 days until my parents' birthday. I opened an unread message from Martha on my smartphone. Eleanor, you're coming to the party, right? The dress code is formal. Maybe bring along some colleagues from your workplace. Frank is interested in your company and would like to see if there's something he can invest in. I laughed bitterly. My parents had only heard the name of my company. They didn't know it had been acquired by Green Future. I had carefully kept that secret, even using my maiden name in interviews. Understood, I replied briefly. I'll invite a few colleagues. Soon, I headed to Jason Morris's office. As the CEO of Green Future, and now my mentor, Jason greeted me warmly. Eleanor, are you sure about this? Isn't there a gentler approach? I looked out the window. They've always looked down on me. This isn't about revenge. It's about finally telling the truth. They need to know my worth. Jason nodded. I understand. We'll fully support you. But promise me one thing. After this, look ahead and move on. Don't let the past keep you imprisoned. I promise, I said with a steady smile. The night of the celebration arrived at the Ritz-Carlton Hotel ballroom, filled with nearly 200 of Boston's social elite. As champagne flowed and an orchestra played, well-dressed guests mingled in elegant conversation. I arrived a bit late in a simple yet sophisticated black evening gown, my hair styled elegantly, though I rarely wore makeup. Tonight I had a professional artist enhance my features. As I entered, several guests turned to glance behind me. Jason in a sharp suit and several Green Future executives followed me in. Martha noticed and hurried over. "You made it. Oh, and who are these companions?" she asked. "This is Jason Morris, a colleague," I introduced calmly. "Mrs. Conway, happy birthday," Jason greeted her politely. Martha laughed lightly. "Your daughter has finally been useful for once." I maintained my smile as I asked, "Mom, where's Dad?" "Over there," Martha replied, gesturing toward Frank, who was busy greeting important guests with Brittany. I walked over with Jason. Approaching my father and Brittany, who was wearing a flashy red dress and clinging to his arm, I said calmly, "Dad, happy birthday." Frank turned in surprise. "Eleanor, so you came? And this is Jason Morris, CEO of Green Future," he said, his interest piqued. I quickly checked my watch and announced, "Shall we begin?" "Dad, Mom, I've prepared a special presentation." Moving toward the stage at the center of the party, I whispered to Jason, "Ready?" He squeezed my hand gently. "You're an amazing woman," he murmured. On stage, as the chatter quieted, I took the microphone. "Good evening, everyone. I'm Eleanor Conway, the eldest daughter of Martha and Frank Conway, whom we're celebrating tonight. I have prepared a special gift. But first, allow me to introduce you to my real family." The doors opened and about 10 people entered. Friends and supporters who had believed in me when no one else did. I introduced Linda, who had encouraged me at the cleaning company, Professor Watson from night school, clients who first valued my work, and the executives from Green Future. For 33 years, I lived in this family without my value being recognized. I worked as a cleaner, attended night classes, and built my own business. A large screen displayed the ISC logo as I continued. EcoClean began as an eco-friendly cleaning service and is now part of Green Future. I'm proud to lead as CEO of the International Environmental Services Division. A murmur rippled through the audience. The color drained from my parents' faces. And tonight, I announced, I have one more surprise. A new slide appeared. Conway Real Estate Acquisition complete. Last week, I acquired all of my parents' real estate companies through formal procedures and at a fair price. Frank suddenly leaped up. A real family isn't defined by blood, but by those who respect, love, and believe in you. I continued quietly. Now, as my gift to you, Dad, Mom, and Brittany, I offer you a chance for a fresh start. Would you like to work as part of the cleaning staff at my company? The venue fell silent. I gently set down the microphone and slipped away from the stage, joining Jason and my genuine family. "Let's go," I said. "I've delivered my gift." 1 year later, amidst thunderous applause at the opening of the Hay Green Life Center in downtown Boston, I cut the ribbon. The community center was dedicated to eco-friendly living, a project funded with my personal savings. "Thank you all for coming," I addressed the crowd. "I hope this center marks a small step toward a more sustainable future." Standing beside me were Jason and the proud Green Future executives. My environmental services division had not only integrated EcoClean but had also set a new standard in the industry. Clean had achieved over 100% growth over the past year. Her innovative business model was quickly setting the standard in the industry, and Forbes magazine had even named her Law Entrepreneur of the Year. After the ceremony, Eleanor returned to her office and began sorting through her mail. Among the usual letters was one envelope that caught her eye. The sender was Brittany Conway. Hesitantly, Eleanor opened it to find a handwritten note. The letter read, "Dear Eleanor, it's hard for me to write this, but I felt it was the only way. First, I want to apologize. I'm truly sorry for hurting you and treating you so coldly for all these years. I won't make excuses for my behavior. After that birthday party, our lives took very different turns. Mom and Dad tried to launch a new business using the funds from selling the real estate company, but without their reputation, they failed miserably. It became clear they lacked real business skills. I'm struggling too. Modeling jobs are drying up, and my income as an influencer has plummeted. I've been forced to face my own shallowness. I want to see you to talk. If there's any chance to mend our relationship, I'll do whatever it takes to change. With love, Brittany." Eleanor set the letter down on her desk and took a deep breath. For the past year, she'd had no contact with her family, hearing only bits and pieces from mutual acquaintances. She knew her parents were in financial trouble and had even lost their mansion. At that moment, she couldn't bring herself to reply to Brittany's letter. It just didn't feel like the right time yet. But slowly, her heart began to soften. 2 weeks later, Eleanor called her secretary, Janet. "Janet, I have 2 requests. First, please contact Brittany Conway and let her know I'd like to discuss a potential internship in our marketing department." Janet jotted that down. "And second, arrange a meeting with a reliable investment advisor for my parents. I want to give them a chance for a fresh start." Janet smiled warmly. That's wonderful, Eleanor. Gazing out the window, Eleanor mused. But they should know, this isn't unconditional forgiveness. True family is about giving and respect. If they can understand that, maybe we can talk again. Returning to her desk, she began reviewing documents for her next project. In her heart, she was determined to embrace the future rather than be chained to the past. She chose to live not to prove her worth to those who never did, but to use her passion and talent for something bigger. And when the time was right, she would consider opening up to a new kind of relationship with her family. For now, she was focused on moving forward with the real family she had built on her own. Outside the window, Boston's spring sunlight shone brightly, as if promising a new beginning.